I apologize for the camera shaking so much.
I don't.
All right then.
Next question. Is it from the same
Yes,
ship?
yes. What do you have against birds?
Birds suck, alright? Birds are terrible. They're the worst animal ever. Okay, I was super excited when she asked me this question because, okay, you guys know how much I hate cats? Triple that intensity and then quadruple that. And that's how much I hate birds. They're stupid. Like, why would you ever want a bird? What do they really do?
Hey, look,
their bones are hollow.
I like birds.
Birds suck.
And
they're stupid.
I love certain cats.
I hate most cats. I hate almost all. The problem is I'm physically intolerant of cats because I'm allergic to them. So it's kind of like it's kind of associated. I'm like I don't really. I never got the appeal because I just can't like enjoy being in a cat's company. But there's no excuse for birds. I hate birds. They're stupid. They have cloacas. You know what that is?
I do know. I just can't.
That's their anus vaginas.
All right, that's what I thought. Everything comes out all at once. Yeah. It's just white, like.
I don't trust birds. I don't like birds.
I like birds.
They kind of like I'm on edge when there's like no, cause like I remember. I was at a friend's house and they're like, check out our bird. I'm like, that's great. And they're like, let it sit on your shoulder. I'm like, I'll crush your bird. I'll kill your bird if you put that bird on me. They poop everywhere. They fly. Feathers are one of the feathers are such like carriers of diseases. Like they're just designed to carry disease. Stupid. I hate them.
We carry diseases.
Not like feathers do.
Not like feathers.
I really just dislike birds. There's a combination there. So.
Well, I'm sorry. I wish you were a better person.
Have you ever been in the presence of an ostrich?
No.
They're like fucking raptors. Like if you've been up close, like I went up to a safari thing, with a friend of mine, which I won't say on camera, but you know who I'm talking about probably, and like. I turn and I'm looking at wildebeest or some shit over here. All of a sudden, I'm wearing a backpack of another human being because she has clawed her way onto my back because an ostrich stuck its head inside the window. And at first I'm like, it's not that bad. And then I've locked eyes with the thing and I'm like, throw it out the window! It's terrifying. Ostriches are terrifying up close. Very bad. I don't like birds. I don't like birds in general. I don't like parrots especially. I don't like ostriches or seagulls or pigeons or... Owls are okay.
Out of all those, you pick owls? Literally omens of death?
Okay, first of all, I don't know why you're like a 17th century peasant right now.
What?
But owls are they're in their own space. Owls stay away from people for the most part. Whereas pigeons just all up in your shit and they steal your food and fuck pigeons especially. And parrots because I don't understand people who own parrots. If you're a bird and you're subscribed to my channel, unsubscribe. Fuck you.
I don't think birds know how to use YouTube.
If they do, in the future, if birds become sentient or mechanically assisted to
if they become sentient, they are alive.
I mean real sentient, not that fake shit that animals do.
Oh my god.
If birds become a thing, and you're checking out our backlog, if you're a human bird or some weird hybrid creature, or, just don't follow us. Thank you. I forgot. Yeah.
You done with your bird rant?
I could keep going.
Favorite word?
This one's harder than the other one. I want to start with the reverse. Because that one's way easier and it'll give me time to think.
Least favorite word?
Yeah, I bet you know right away what my least favorite word is.
Well, I know mine.
What's yours?
Clot.
Clot?
Clot.
Well, you're having like a vision. You're having a physical response to clot.
It's disgusting. It's just first of all, it's an uncomfortable word to say. It just sounds gross. And then when you think about what it actually is, It's just blood coagulating in your body.
Yeah.
I don't like it. People torture me with that word, alright?
I don't remember that.
Please don't.
This action will have consequences. You know what my least favorite word is?
What?
You don't know?
I feel like what is it, like moist?
No.
Pleasure? I don't know.
Obviously. Because there's no fucking reason. Okay, I know I said it like 20 minutes ago. I know I said it a little while ago, but because I'll use it like because other people start using it that I've been saying it recently and I don't like it. But I hate the word obviously.
Yeah, I know. All right.
There's no reason
He
to
always
say
makes
the word
fun of me when I say
obviously.
obviously.
Yeah, because so you can use the word in the correct way. There are ways of using that word right. But if you obviously if it's obvious, you don't. Two things are happening if you say the word obvious, which is the way I used it the second way. If you use it to imply that the other person is so stupid that you have to tell them it's obvious, or it's obvious and you don't need to say the word. There's no reason to say the word obviously in the human language unless you want to disrespect the other person you're talking to. That's the only reason to use it. I mean, I use it for that reason. That's fine. It's disrespectful. There's no reason to say the word obviously. What about favorite word? Just because I don't want to get on too many hate rants because I got more coming up. People on Discord know me well enough to know what to say to piss me off.
I don't know what my favorite word is. That's tough. That is tough.
I feel like I used to know.
It's a lot easier to figure out what you hate more than what you like. Like most.
Yeah. There used to be a word that I really loved saying, and I can't remember what it is. Because I love the I don't know. Well, okay, so let's switch this a little bit. What word do you think you say the most? Like if you had a catchphrase word, what do you think it would
be? A catchphrase?
A catchphrase word.
You said a catchphrase word.
Whatever, lady.
Well, that would be your catchphrase.
No, it's not.
You say that to me like 4 or 5 times every time we hang out.
I do?
Yeah.
I don't know. I also like to say not with that attitude. I say that a lot.
You do?
I say ta-ta a lot, but I'm mostly online. I
don't know. This is tough. I've never thought about my...
Belligerent.
Belligerent.
Yeah.
That's your favorite word.
I think so. That's my favorite word I can think of right now, because it's such a, like... It's such a fancy word for, like, being an asshole, basically.
You're belligerent.
It's got nice cadence to it. Belligerent. I'm gonna go with belligerent.
I don't know.
No, it is belligerent. I do try to work that into conversations as much as possible. It's hard to, though. It's a really hard word to just casually drop in conversation.
Excuse
me, Father, you are being belligerent.
I don't know the answer to this one. I'd have to debate this in my head on my own.
Yep. Okay.
I had to go on like a walk and like.
I'll tell you what.
Through.
In a future Q&A, if you can think of the answer to that question, we'll work it in. Because I'm sure the people are dying to know. What's next?
I feel like I'm gonna have to go home like with a big whiteboard of mathematical equations.
Excuse me while I enter my mind palace.
Alright, so the other question was least favorite word. Alright. Yeah. Next is mom and dad.
This is a special ship because I have a wife on Discord. Her name is Seiko. She means a lot to me, she tells me.
She tells me. It must be true.
No, she's have I played her music for you?
No.
She does really good music.
Well,
I'm gonna put a link in the description.
Oh, is she the one that you said was gonna do channel music for us?
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate that if you do. Assuming she watches this.
So this is from her. That's why our ship name is already pre-established on Discord. We're mom and dad.
We've even named a character in one of our games after you.
Yeah, I let her know.
All right.
I showed her the picture she approves. Remember she picked out the whip?
That's right.
This is all future stuff that people don't know about yet.
Yes, but
it's
you're
okay,
right.
though.
She did pick out the whip. Yeah. All right. Anyway, Mom and Dad, what's your full name?
I said to her, like, you just want to know my initials so that you can write them inside little hearts. The fullest of names would be Richard Omar Machado. And I fucking hate my middle name. Because it's so... It means firstborn son. How lazy can you get?
So I can just call you Rom.
If I become an Esquire, my shit is Rome. I wish I was a DJ, because then I could be CD-ROM. I thought of that joke when there were still CDs, like, very popular. But yeah. My last name means hatchet.
Yes. My last name... Oh, first, let me explain.
Oh, you're gonna do your whole stick too?
My name is...
I have no idea how to pronounce your last name.
My name is James Ryan Sparvin.
Sparvin?
The F is silent. It is Sparrow in Swedish or Finnish, one of the two.
I think I call you like Spaffrin or something like that. Because I've never actually heard you say your last name.
I feel like we've discussed it at least once.
No.
Because you've talked about how you didn't know how to say it before.
When? Last before. The last before!
It was a while ago.
I don't remember.
But we did discuss it.
I don't believe you.
Because you talked about how you didn't know how to pronounce it.
I say that a lot. I can't pronounce a lot of things. I have a list.
It was my name, alright?
Okay.
I know what happened.
Okay, alright. Alright, I believe you. Okay, I believe you. Go on.
Well, yes, my last name means Sparrow. That's all that matters.
You're a fucking bird. That's why I can't stand your ass. Go on.
Don't look at me that way. Don't look at me as a bird.
You have a
I'll shit on you.
You have like the bird face, though. You know, you're like... Like
no, I don't know.
You're like a pointy nose, so it's like a beak. It's got the rounding to it, too, so it's like very beak-like. You're very sparrow-like.
Next question.
Next question.
From De Roots.
De Roots is the ship on this one.
Why don't you like Horizon Zero Dawn? Which I've already heard this spiel before, but...
Alright, this is a spoiler-free reason why Horizon Zero Dawn isn't as great as it's made out to be. Don't get me wrong. Alright, so... Two things bother me about this game. Number one is the story. Because what's happening is two stories are happening right now.
Ugh!
That's the blanket. There are two stories happening in Horizon Zero Dawn. The story of Aloy and the story of boring shit that happened long before Aloy was ever born. And none of that shit is good. It's all technobabble bullshit. There's a part where there's like... you can skip most cutscenes, except for one stupid fucking annoying cutscene that you can't skip because it's not really a cutscene. You just have to sit through stuff happening on screen, and it's annoying, and I hated it because in order to get to that fucking piece of shit waste of time, that was nothing but technobabble, nothing important. It was just bullshit nonsense that you don't need to like know. Okay, it's irrelevant. Nobody gives a fuck. The background story of Horizon Zero Dawn is so fucking stupid. It's not complicated. It's not convoluted. It's not complicated. It's just fucking stupid. And the other problem with that Horizon Zero Dawn is the climbing mechanics. The climbing mechanics in that game are terrible. Hold on. No, for real. So in the beginning of the game, it establishes that yellow is what's climbable. Like, you have parts of the game where you'll see ropes, you'll see yellow on rocks for whatever reason. That makes sense. But then it stops doing that occasionally. That's the other problem. It's occasionally it does that. So you're not sure. You have to just make blind... Wait. Hold on, shut the fuck up. You have to make blind leaps of faith when you jump from one thing to the other because there's no markers for...
Obviously, not all areas...
What did you just say to me? You fucking bird.
It just happens.
I know. Go on. It's stupid though, because especially when you go like hunting for like the smaller stuff in the game.
Yes.
There's like you have to like crawl up this thing, jump to this thing, and guess which way to go from there.
But like I was saying, not like
And then you fall because you guessed wrong. You have to climb all the way fuck back up, or watch a video on which weird ass direction you have to jump in.
See, it's
like, counterintuitive.
I never had that problem in that game.
Why not?
Because I didn't think the climbing was a problem.
What percentage did you finish that game on?
I completely finished that game.
You got 100% on that game?
Yeah, I got a platinum trophy. I did everything.
Did you look up guides?
No.
No. There's no way you found everything in that game without a guide. No.
I didn't use a guide. The only time I used a guide was after I was done, which it didn't affect the percentage of the game, was those little, like... Alright, you can find, like, little audio messages.
Maybe you'll remember this. You remember there's a part where there's a ruin, and you have to... it's in the top right corner of the map, where you first meet the first tall thing, the radio dude. I don't know how much of this I'll be about.
You're right. Because I didn't know what it was. I didn't know, but I was just like, oh, it's part of the story mission. All right.
And then, then near him, there's another ruin, and like you have to climb to the top of the ruin to get one of the boxes. And there's a part where you have to shimmy around like the inside of the ruin, and there gets to be a part where you climb up to this rock, and you have to figure out where to jump off the rock. And you have to, like, jump back into the left. Like, it's a stupid direction. Like, you would never... You would assume that you have to jump straight or to the sides. You have to do, like, a combination of the corner. And, like, it took me, like, 4 attempts to figure out which way to go. Because it was just not clear of where to go.
See, when it came to traveling, I never looked anything up. I just figured it out.
But it's not that it was hard, it's that it was stupid and that it wasn't clear. There's a difference between challenging and not
every game they're going to be like this there's a big sign, this is where you need to jump next. Come on, you can do it. Arrows pointing in this one spot.
It's the problem is it's not consistent. If it was just all like that, I would mind it way less. But the fact that it lets you know where you can jump sometimes and not other times, it conditions you to think, I need to look for these yellow things. And then you figure out at a point in the game where you're like, oh, yellow doesn't matter anymore because nothing matters anymore in this game. Or, hold on, then there's one of the dungeons, we'll call them, one of the dungeons where you have to jump onto the box and grab the thing and ride it. And it's not clear that you have to do that.
Yeah,
you just eventually have to guess that that's what you have to do. And it's the only instance of doing that in the game. I'm like fairly certain that it's maybe 1, 2, 3 times. It's not something that's been established in any other part leading up to that point. It was so frustrating because I could not figure out what I was supposed to... You get to a dead-end room and you're just supposed to jump on one of the hooks and ride them. And it's the only time... that I can remember, and I just didn't get, like, some of the collectibles because I was frustrated at that point. Mm-hmm. But I beat all of, like, the things, like, the sites. And it's the only one where you just randomly jump on and grab this thing and it carries you. It's the only one. That's poor game design. Either that should have been there way more, or it shouldn't have been there at all because it's stupid game design.
So you're saying game design, it should just be easy to travel?
No, it should be consistent. You can't, like, what makes a game fun is, like, it shows you all the rules.
Yes.
And then in following those rules, it might be hard, it might be easy. It's not fun, it's not good game design to not tell me the rules. You can't just be like, oh, here's the one, there can't be that one exception to a rule. That's stupid, that's bad game design. It's not that I'm not saying it's hard and that you won't figure it out eventually. I'm saying it's frustrating when you're not sure what to do. I'd rather know what to do and it be very difficult than... But the problem with this game is that it's not clear what to do, but once you find out what to do, it's very easy. There's no inherent challenge to climbing in video games. You're literally just a walking cutscene where you're just constantly pressing up. It was like, oh, she's climbing rocks. Who gives a fuck? Like, it's not challenging. That's the problem. It's tedious. It's not fun. It's tedious. And if you don't give me the rules to something that's tedious, it's stupid. It's poor game design.
You shouldn't need rules to climb something.
You should have rules in a game of where like what's consistent, what's not. Like if you establish, like for a very big portion of the beginning of the game, the yellow markers are where you need to climb, and it goes out of its way to establish that.
All right, but what I want to say about the yellow markers,
and it just randomly decides not to use yellow stuff. It's sometimes it's not like it gets to a point where there's no. Hold on, wait, your turn. It's not like it gets to a point where there are no more yellow markers. It gets to a point where sometimes there's yellow markers and sometimes there isn't.
Because in the game, where the yellow markers are, you can tell that it's an area that is more frequented by people.
I get this argument so many times in video games where like, oh, but it makes sense because the people in the game did this. That's bullshit. It was the game designers who did it. It's not like the because people were marking them with trails. That's a lore reason. That's not a mechanical reason for why it happens. Why mechanically is it yellow sometimes and not otherwise? It's stupid. It's inconsistent. You can't make up a bullshit reason in universe to explain poor game design.
But it's so logical and it makes sense. No, it's
not. But it's
you're not gonna go to some random mountain way in the corner of the map that people do not travel to, and they're just gonna be little pegs to help you climb places.
But there are. They're just not marked with yellow. That's what's stupid.
Because why would they be marked with yellow?
But there's perfect pegs to go where you need to go. So someone's been through there. Because you know why? Because somebody put a box at the top of there.
Yeah, but again, it's like a ruin.
No, but hold on. Again, there's no excuse. In-game logic doesn't validate human decisions that people made. Human people did that, like inconsistently.
Maybe they did it on purpose. Maybe they did.
But it's the problem. The problem is it's not fun. There's no fun to climbing outside of a cliff. There's none. I'm pressing up. Sometimes I press right, left, down, whatever. Sometimes I have to hit A in a random spot to jump to where I need to go. But it's not consistent.
But maybe that's just the difference between me and I don't mind climbing personally because I don't think it's hard to figure out at all.
It's unclear.
But don't all games have trial and error when it comes to climbing things?
Not when there's the only point of these climbing sections in the game is to get weird shit. There's no inherent challenge. It'd be one thing if it was harder. Like, here's what you do: you make it a little less.
But climbing is also
you make it more intuitive, but you take out the ability to look for it on the map. What they decided to do was like, oh, since you can find it on the map, let's make it stupid. There's some parts where you have to climb for so long, like you have to climb for like 4 or 5 minutes to grab a thing. After you've already spent 10 minutes walking up the thing because there's no checkpoint close enough. You have to just walk into the middle of the woods, find a stupid thing, find which part of the stupid thing is climbable, then keep navigating which parts of the stupid thing are climbable, and then you get to a box with a bit of stuff in it, maybe, yes. Or an audio thing. But what I just wasted 20 minutes doing what?
Having fun.
No, just completionism. It's completionism.
Yes.
When I climb to the top of that mountain, I want something to be there. You want to see progress bars fill up.
That's not true. I enjoy exploring a map to the fullest extent.
It's not exploring. The map is marked. You know where everything is. It's not exploring. Nothing in that game is a secret. It's tedious because they go, yo, go here, climb the shit. Very good. Go here, climb the shit. Very good.
Maybe it's just enjoying the landscape.
There's no inherent challenge.
You get to the top of that mountain or cliff or whatever, and you get to look over the whole...
Being confusing has nothing to do with being hard. It's unclear and poorly designed. That's not difficult.
We just simply seem to have two different opinions. I love the game.
I'm not saying... I still need to play the game.
I still need to play the DLC.
I like the game. I like Aloy's story. I like hunting giant robots, dinosaurs. I love that. What I don't like is the bullshit story, the part B story, the subplot, as I like to call it, of the game, that doesn't have to do with Aloy, that has to do with bullshit that nobody cares about. You can't really say that you like the technobabble portions of the game.
Not all of it. I tried to listen.
You tried to listen. I had no tolerance for it. Because I thought it was a really... Like, the story of Aloy was a very good story.
Yes.
Which was so distracting when they'd go into other shit. Where I was like, I don't inherently care about this. I just want to see Aloy's story progress. So that bothered me, and the climbing mechanics, which were mostly tied to collectibles. I felt like it was a time sink. That's what it felt like.
Yeah.
There was no skill curve. It was not like, oh, if you beat this creature in the middle of nowhere and it'll have one of those things. Like if they did a couple of those, I would have been more interested. But being unclear is not being difficult. Being inconsistent is not encouraging trial and error. In trial and error, they give you all the tools you need and they let you know what all the problems are and you have to figure out the right tools for any given situation. Not, I have to find the one time you do this in this game and that I just have to find that out. You know what I mean? It's inherently insufferable.
Inherently insufferable.
Right. Now, I would have had a better experience in that game if I had just rushed through the story and got to skip the parts that I did. Then I would only have a slight problem where you climb the infinite tower and listen to many unskippable cutscenes. I don't think that's is that a spoiler?
No, not really.
I don't think. Eventually you climb a big tower and there's a bunch of cutscenes going up it and it's very boring because there's no fights. And you just do a lot of climbing, which is my least favorite part of the game. Almost any... No, but here's climbing done right. Assassin's Creed does climbing do right. Because you can climb anything.
Yeah.
And you're encouraged... Like, nothing's on your... Like, you can buy, like, map markers, but you can just go looking around, looking on terrain. That's climbing done right. Because all the rules are inherent to you. You understand everything you're capable of, and you know, go to town.
Yes.
Everything's climbable. And if something doesn't look climbable, it's common sense. Not... In Horizon Zero Dawn, you'll look at a wall, and it won't be climbable. But if you see basically the same wall somewhere else, it might be climbable. That's what's stupid. And you know it does that. Some poles you can climb, some you can't. It's just a matter of, let me go around and touch everything. That's not fun. That's not hard either. That's just tedious and unclear. As poor game design.
We're going to have to play this sometime, alright? Okay. We won't do it just for a playthrough, but we'll just... run around, just climb things, kill things, and we'll talk about what we like and don't like about the game.
Okay.
Let's move on.
Okay.